Welcome back to Game Talk from the Bench. I'm your host, Drew Barreto, and today I'm here with my guest, my uncle Andrew Barreto. And today we'll be covering round two of the playoffs. Round one finished up on Sunday, and now we're into round two. Oh, only 16 teams. No, 16 teams remain. No, only 8 teams remain. My bad. 8 teams remain, and we'll get right into it. First off, but to end the first round, obviously there's two game sevens on Saturday. Clippers, Nuggets. Nuggets dominate game seven. They move on. They won 120 to 101. They moved on to play the OKC Thunder. And game seven on Sunday for the Warriors Rockets. And it was the Buddy Hield show. He took over. I made a little Instagram, a little TikTok post about it. But yeah, he took over. He dropped 33 points to lead Golden State to a game seven victory in Houston. Warriors move on, and they face the Timberwolves. Starting off in round two, first game, Pacers, Cavaliers. Obviously, the Cavs without Darius Garland in game one, and this Pacers team, man. You talked about how they said Tyrese Halliburton was overrated. I
Yeah.
mean, look what they did game one. I mean that
What
that that
happened?
that yeah, that team they are very underrated. I mean, they came in Cleveland. They took game one. They won by a good amount. They won 121 to 112. I mean, down the stretch, they were just putting up buckets and making stops and for the Celtics Knicks, I mean, there's a lot for me to say, but if I talk about that for too long, I mean, I might go on forever. I mean, the Celtics were up 20 points at one point. I believe it was the third quarter, like 4 minutes, 50 seconds left. They were up 75 to 55, and Knicks come all the way back, force overtime, and beat the Celtics in overtime. And one thing I have to say is the Celtics got to stop shooting so many threes. I don't know how many threes they shot right here.
Was it like 45, wasn't it?
They shot 15 of 60 from the 3 point line. And I mean, that is just unbelievable. Obviously, I know they're a great team. They're the second
Yeah.
seed in the East for a reason. They can make those threes, but that's just I mean, Jason Tatum shot I don't know how 10 plus threes. I think he made one.
It sounds like a recipe for a loss. Yeah, that's a lot of three pointers,
Yeah,
man.
they I forgot what was it. They shot was it 15 threes in the second half, and they didn't make one.
Well,
But
yeah.
yeah, they I mean, Celtics are a great team. Like I said, they're the second seed for a reason. But you can't be shooting that many threes, especially when you're not hitting and expect to win. I mean, the New York Knicks capitalized off this. They capitalized off the misses, and they came back and they took it all the way.
Yeah, Brunson, again, is carrying his team. He was just great in that game. And yeah, they forced the OT. He actually almost won it. I think he had a last second little floater that he tried to bank it in, and he was wide open, and it just rimmed right out. And so they went into OT. And yeah, I guess Mikal Bridges, he was a main guy in OT. He had a three, played some defense, and yeah, they Celtics go down at home, and they're losing in the series 1-0, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good series.
Yeah,
Um, a couple of these East teams battling it out. Now we're in the second round, right? And then these teams, anything can happen. And just that series is real nice. Yeah, I could see them playing for a little while, 6-7 games.
yeah. At first, I thought the Cavs Pacers series was gonna be interesting because the Pacers
Mhm.
team, they're different. They don't have the biggest names. They still got big name guys, but they're a solid all around team, and like I said, they took game one. That'll be interesting. This series, I thought the Celtics were gonna dominate, and I remember turning the TV game on, and it was a 20 point lead, and I was like, "Yep, this game's over." And I come back down, and boom, since Knicks won an OT, and I'm looking at Jason Tatum's stats: 44 minutes, 23 points. He shot 4 of 15 from three. He did have 16 rebounds, but he's 6'8". I mean, people blame Curry for ruining the NBA, but then again, Curry never told people to shoot this many threes
Yeah, yeah,
in a
that's
game, and it's
that's
not
just way too
sustainable.
many.
It's not
I'm looking at
sustainable.
Brunson's stats. He wasn't that efficient. He was 9 of 23, but he was hitting just key shots after shot down the stretch. He was, and he did it in the Pistons series. He put them to sleep with his dagger three, and this game too to go into overtime. He brought them back. The Celtics had that lead, and then that went away quick, and yeah, it should be a good series. Yeah, it's some good basketball being played.
It is, but I'm worried about some of these Knicks players. I mean, OG. I know the game went into overtime, but OG Anunoby 46 minutes, Josh Hart 45 minutes. Mikal Bridges played 51 minutes of that game. I mean, it did look like Tom Thibodeau did go to his bench a little bit, but I don't know how you could keep playing these guys for so long.
Yeah, those,
JJ Redick did that with his Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers are an much older team than the
yeah,
Knicks, but
yeah,
they didn't turn out well for them. Obviously, it turned out well for the Knicks in this game. So we'll move on and see. But man, that's a lot of
yeah.
playing
I
time.
was just about to say that. I was going to say these legs are a lot younger here. Mikal Bridges, like you said, Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, Brunson, Josh Hart. Those guys are all younger, and um, they got some good legs to play some overtime and play some heavy minutes. But yeah, that could be a problem, down the length of this series. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we will have to see how that goes. Obviously, they play game two tomorrow in Boston, but we're going to Denver and OKC. Obviously, Denver just played the game seven, only had 1 day's rest. Oklahoma had I want to say a little over a week or a week rest, and OKC was up the whole game. They were up, obviously up one after the first, and they were up 10 for what seemed like the second quarter till the fourth quarter, and I mean. Jokic is just dominant, man. He had 42 points, 22 rebounds. Didn't get the triple double, but he led this team. He got help from Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. And on the Thunder side, I mean, obviously Shea, 33 points, but no one else really did much. Alex Caruso had 20 off the bench, but not enough from Jalen Williams or even Chet Holmgren. And, the clutch time at the end, I believe um, the Thunder were down one, and Chet was at the free throw line, and he missed the free throw, which led to an Aaron Gordon game leading three. And I mean that's just stuff you can't let happen.
Yeah, they were playing a foul game here with the Nuggets. They were fouling them, and they were going back on the free throw line, and then the next thing you know, uh, I was going to say Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Gordon comes down, spots up instead of driving in like that's his main game is driving in, getting the two. He pulls up, hits the three, and that's all she wrote. That's game over, and they steal a game from OKC at home to go one up, one nothing.
Yeah, they definitely stole that game from the Thunder. Like I said, the Thunder were leading most of the game, and they kind of just fell apart in the fourth quarter, and the Nuggets took advantage, and then ended up taking the game. But we'll have to see. Obviously, the Thunder will they're gonna have to respond. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, Jokic is dominant, but they're definitely gonna have to respond if they're gonna want to win that series and move on to the Western Conference Finals. But
Yeah,
we got game two, Pacers Cavs, and I watched actually a little bit of this game. And the Cavs, like I said, game one without Darius Garland, they were without him again today, but they were also without Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter. So they were out a couple of key guys,
that's big.
and it was big. But they were leading in this game. They won the first quarter 32-15. They were up big in the first. They lost the second by six, but they led most of the way. And I mean, they had a chance to close this out. I mean, I believe it was, I want to say like a minute left. Max Strus had hit a three, put him up 117-110. And I swear I was watching some of the weirdest basketball I have ever seen. I mean, the 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 Cavs were giving the Pacers layups. Obviously, they were taking them, and then they were just giving them the ball. I mean, they couldn't inbound the ball. The Pacers got a couple turnovers, and like I said, they kept going for layups, even though they needed threes because obviously they did foul a little bit. And at the end, Tyrese Halliburton got a three. I remember looking at my TV. I was like, does this guy not know he's down three? It was they put him down 119 to 117, and the the Cavs just couldn't inbound the ball. I mean, I think the Pacers had like back to back steals. Tyrese Halliburton gets the ball on top of the key against Ty Jerome and just puts the nail in the coffin. I mean, he drains a three with 1.1 seconds left, no timeouts for Cleveland, and they take game two, take a 2-0 whoa, take a 2-0 lead
Yeah,
in the
that's
series.
tough to say. Yeah, they yeah they stole another one from the Cavs at home, and Yeah, that was just a huge shot. I was watching that too, and for the record, maybe he's. I never said he was overrated. That was the art. That was the voted by his peers. Halliburton was number one, and maybe he read that article. Maybe he paid a little attention, and he's out here with a little chip on his shoulder, and that shot was huge. And being down what they were in that game, and Mitchell had a big game.
Yeah,
48 points there, and he was on fire. But they're up 2-0, the Pacers, and here we all thought the number one seed Cavs, well rested, all that good stuff, would with home court advantage, and they would take advantage of all that. But no, they're in a hole now, so they have a battle on their hands.
and yeah, they are in a pretty deep hole, especially with the series going back to Indiana. Pacers will be home for games 3 and 4. Who knows? They could end the series in 4 with the way they've been playing basketball. I mean, looking
Oh,
at the stats, I mean, it's just a well-rounded team. Aaron Nesmith 23 points, Pascal Siakam 12, Turner with 23, Halliburton with 19, and then Nemhard with 13. And off the bench, Benedict Mathurin with 19. I mean, they're just so well-rounded. They got multiple guys pitting up close to 20 points. And like I said, I know the Cavs were without Darius Garland, who's their second leading scorer, and Evan Mobley, the Defensive Player of the Year, and DeAndre Hunter, who's a big guy off the bench. But I mean, Donovan Mitchell put up 48 points. Jared Allen and Matt Strus combined for 45. They just didn't get enough help from other guys. Ty Jerome, who is supposedly I believe was he sixth man of the year?
I don't. Did he win it? I'm not sure if he won it. I know he
I'm
was
not.
in the talk there of winning of winning that award, but the defense just they fell apart towards the end of
Yeah,
that game, and that's Mobley, like you said, defensive player of the year. He was missing in this game, and I think Naismith ended up off of a missed free throw, jammed it back in.
yeah.
Donovan Mitchell didn't box out and lost him, and that brought the game closer. So Pacers never gave up in that game. They just kept fighting. Yeah, they were making
All the way
twos
to the buzzer.
all the way. They were making twos, and then once they needed, they got that turnover, and
They needed the three, and Tyrese Halliburton knocked it down.
Halliburton knocked it down, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, so
Game over.
Peyton Pritchard was the sixth man of the year. Peyton Pritchard from the Celtics won the sixth man of the year, but Ty Jerome was probably honestly I thought he deserved it. This guy was putting up 20 plus points off the bench almost every night for the Cavs, and tonight he just didn't show up. He played 28 minutes, only put up 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 points. I mean,
Mm.
if especially in a big game, like I said, without those three key guys, they needed Ty Jerome to step up, and he just couldn't. I mean, even Dean Wade played 30 minutes, only had 3 points. They got 14 off the bench from Sam Merrill, but Isaac Okoro only had 5. I mean, it's just not enough from the bench, and you couldn't afford to lose this game, especially after the big game that Donovan Mitchell had. 48 points. I mean, unreal game from him. But yeah, you just that this was a game that the Cavs should have, and they couldn't afford to lose. And now, like I said, like you said, they're in a big hole heading into games 3 and 4. And right now, Pacers got all this momentum. Comeback wins.
They're
It's just
playing, yeah, they're playing with the house money now. It's all everything's on the Cavs now, all the pressure, everything, and Pacers can go home to their crowd that I'm sure they're going to be extremely loud there, trying to take the two there and yeah, possibly sweep. So we'll see how that goes. But the Cavs, number one seed for a reason. I don't expect them to go out like that just yet. Try to grab one, possibly two, if you can take the home court advantage. That's a lot. That's a lot of work to do. So we'll see what
it
happens.
is like you said, yeah. Obviously, the Cavs are the best team in NBA for a reason. Like I said, the injuries are killing them though. It's killing them on the depth. It's killing them with their scoring. But none of those injuries could be as big as the one suffered tonight in the Warriors Timberwolves game. Warriors come out pretty hot. They lost the first quarter 20-18. After that, they took a 10-point lead. Curry had 13 points in just 13 minutes, but he leaves the game with the left hamstring injury, and he was out the rest of the game. I believe he left in the middle of the second quarter. And yeah, he's out. He was out for the rest of the game. And it was the Warriors' unsung hero from Game 7 in Houston. He came up. He came through tonight. Buddy Hield. Never thought I'd be talking about Buddy Hield this much. He led the Warriors, scored with 24. He played 40 minutes. He had 8 rebounds, and I thought he played great defense. I thought he was playing great defense. But another guy that stepped up offensively is Draymond Green. He came out, he shot 4 or 5 to start the game from three. He ended up with 18 points. But I don't know. It looks Curry's status for game two is questionable. I personally don't think he's gonna play. Hamstring injuries are pretty bad. Depends on how bad it is. We don't know the severity of it. But I would like to think he'd probably be out for game two. They'll keep him out for game two, especially with the big win here in game one.
Yeah, he's gonna. They got some of the best trainers and some of the best. Maybe he just needs a really nice massage, maybe some cryotherapy or something. Ice it up real nice. Uh, get ready for game two. But yeah, I mean, they proved today that they could win. Majority of the game without him. I think they were up 13 when he went out, and they sustained that. They actually brought it up as much as 20 something. I want to say they were over 20, 22, 23 maybe at one point. And yeah, that was off of the Buddy Hield was on fire again. He's just peaking at the right time. Yeah, I like the play from him. Draymond, of course, like you mentioned, what did he end up hitting? Like 4 or 5 threes? Let's
Yeah,
see
those
here.
4 threes, and I think his
Four
legs got dead
threes.
after that because
Okay.
I think he missed the next like 4 or 5.
Yeah, he was 4 of 10. Uh, then you had some other guys. Kerr went with a lot of players tonight. You seen like almost
He did.
everybody got on the floor. Kaminga contributed 7. You had Looney came in at critical times as he always does.
Yes, he came
Battle
in
with
big down the end
with
of the game.
Gobert because there was a time where they were cutting into that lead and Gobert was doing his thing that he does
Yeah,
inside the
Draymond
paint.
had picked up his fifth foul.
Fifth foul, and in comes Looney, and he battles him. He's getting the rebounds, extra possessions. Looney, I just love watching him play. For the longest
Yep.
time, I mean, I'm a big Looney guy, and he proved in the Rockets, took Steven Adams out. He proved, and now he's doing it already in this one early. Um, let's see, Guy Santos play. Everybody had some minutes today. Let's see here.
Yeah, Pat Spencer
Moses
got in.
Moody, yeah, Moses Moody's still cold, so hopefully he can work that out in this series.
They're gonna need Moses Moody to
Yeah,
start putting up some points, especially if Curry will, like I said, I think he'll probably be out game two. They're gonna need Moses Moody and Brandon Pajemski need to step up. Pajemski hit a three early on, and that was about it. He was ice cold from there. But yeah, I remember, Anthony Edwards I think had 1 point in the first
yeah.
half. Um, he ended the game with 23. He came up huge in the fourth, and I remember, like I said, Draymond had his fifth foul, so he couldn't really contest and try to block shots because he couldn't. They couldn't afford him to foul. He picked up his fifth foul with like 8 minutes left, I believe. And I remember, like you said, Gobert was dominating on the boards. I remember yelling at my TV, yelling at Steve Kerr to pit in Kevon Looney, because I
Yeah,
mean that's what you need. You need a guy to do the dirty work, and that's what he did. He was battling. He got a lot of offensive possessions, and when it felt like the Timberwolves were getting close, the Warriors just answered back. Gary Payton hit a huge three in the
oh yeah,
corner. Buddy
yeah,
Hield hit a big three on the wing. I mean, they answered when the call was needed, and that was huge for the Warriors tonight. Like I said, without Steph Curry, they especially be able to close out and win this game was huge because now I'm not saying you want to lose game two, but you can now afford to lose it.
they put that pressure like they did with the Rockets. They took game one, that home court advantage. They took it away. Uh, so now again, the pressure is going to go on the Timberwolves. Now they want to go like the Cavaliers down 0-2 and lose 2 home games. Uh, Doubtful, but you are playing the Warriors, and they just don't. Anything you say is not going to happen. They could make it happen. So if Curry doesn't play, then yeah, that's huge. And maybe they do hold him back till he gets home. But at this second round, games getting tougher. I like these matchups. I mean, obviously, I think any team they're playing nowadays, they're going to get out rebounded. And I think it was I didn't see the numbers on the rebounding, but when you have Nas Reed and Gobert and Julius Randle, then and we're playing Pajetsky and Pat Spencer. There's a height difference there that's gonna allow them to get rebounds and second chance points a little bit better than us. But yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, surprisingly, yeah, I believe the Timberwolves were leading in rebounds to start in the first half,
Mm.
but to finish the game, though, Warriors had 10 more total rebounds. They had
Oh,
six
good.
more offensive rebounds and four more defensive rebounds. So yeah, they actually beat Minnesota on the rebounding. But I don't know. Like I said, the Warriors are going to need to be playing better offense because the Timberwolves shot 5 of 29 from three, and I don't think that's going to happen again for the rest of the series. I mean, like I said, Anthony Edwards, I don't think he made one three. He probably shot 1 of 10. He was ice cold from he got most of his points from I think he got all of his points from layups and maybe a jumper, but he was not scoring from the perimeter. But like I said, I
Yeah,
don't think that's gonna happen again.
no, that won't happen again. You can expect them to come out hot the next game. Uh, it's just yeah, these guys I just don't see them. They're a really good team, Minnesota, and um, yeah, they were like you said, ice cold. I really don't expect that to happen again. But and again, so the Warriors just got to keep doing what they've been doing in the series. Jimmy Butler, a little bit. Buddy Hield continue. He was cold in that first, I
It
believe, it was
was,
the
I
first
believe,
half. Then he
yeah,
came on later on the second half, third quarter. But yeah, we need Buddy to hit those every time he makes it. It's just like especially when he feels confident, he just guys on him, he'll still pull up. It's just it's a lot of fun to watch the Warriors play.
yeah. Well, I mean, Warriors got dominated with points in the paint. The Timberwolves had 52 points in the paint. Warriors only had 28. But you gotta give credit to the Warriors. Like I said, Steph Curry went out early in this game. And although they did have, like you said, the 12-point lead, they sustained that lead. They even grew the lead, and they kept it, like I said. But probably the biggest thing for the Warriors in this game, and it will probably be for this series, because I think this is now an interesting series. Now that Steph Curry will be possibly out game two and possibly even game three. Um, but the defense was huge, and for Golden State, obviously, like I said, they're coming off the most physical series in a while. Obviously, they're not gonna go down to a level of physicality that matches the team. They're going to keep playing with that same level of physicality they were playing the Houston Rockets with, and that showed in the first half. I don't know how many times I saw Anthony Edwards drive to the rim. He got missed the layup, and was looking for a foul. And it's just that Warriors physicality. I mean, even with Jaden McDaniels, I feel like Jimmy Butler was being physical with him. He didn't like it. Alexander Walker didn't like it. And this Warriors team is tough, man. They came out there. They held the Timberwolves to under 90 points. They held them to 88 points. They played great defense. I mean, Mike Conley didn't score a point this game.
Oh, he
He,
did.
he
Okay.
played 22 minutes and no points. Obviously, Nas Reed was pretty quiet to start the game. He heated up uh, in the third quarter, knocked down a couple of shots. But this Warriors defense is critical, and it's gonna be critical if Steph Curry's out because they need their defense to turn into offense. They need to get points in transition, and they need their guys to trust their shot and shoot the ball more. I think Pajemski needs to shoot the ball more. Sometimes I think Jimmy Butler even needs to shoot the ball more. Sometimes I think I see him pass too much. I never thought I'd say that to someone who passes the ball too much.
I think it was the fourth quarter where even the announcers say this is right now. Jimmy Butler needs to be aggressive. Uh, it was a 9 point lead at that time, and I think he ended up passing it, but it was an open shot, and they made it. And I think that was the one to Gary Payton, uh, the second, and he ends up making it, and it's still like, yeah, that's what was needed. So yeah, he became aggressive in that fourth, kind of took over where Curry's not around and not in that game. Um, but yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting, and we'll expect the Timberwolves to bounce back, and the Warriors. I feel number 30 gets a little work done. He'll be back. He's not holding him down long. We'll see what they say as far as his MRI or whatever they're gonna do probably tomorrow.
Yeah, it looked like when he was coming off the court, he told Draymond that he was good. But I think they took him out this game and left him out the game as a precautionary measure. They
Yeah,
didn't want anything to get any worse. Needing to put some icy hot on it from Shaq. Um,
yeah, exactly. If anything, we got Pat Spencer in there. That guy, he's aggressive.
he is.
He's looking to see. He had a sky hook,
Yeah,
that
the
he put
sky
in
hook.
there. Oh, that was awesome. Um, but it seems like once he gets his few minutes in there, that he makes the most out of it, whether it's on defense or he's looking to attack as well the basket. So I like when he gets there. He's a scrappy guy.
Yeah, but like I said, the Warriors are gonna need some guys to step up. They need Pajemski to gain his confidence back. They need Moses Moody to gain some confidence. But they're also gonna need a guy like Kaminga to step up. In the minutes where Jimmy Butler's off the floor, Jonathan Kaminga needs to come in and be a force to be reckoned with. He needs to be dominating down there. He scored 7 points tonight, which isn't bad, but he needs to. If
He
Steph's
hit a
out, he needs to show up. He hit a
he
big
hit a
three.
big three. He hit a big three, and I'm pulling for the guy because he's a ball player. He could do it. It's just that I don't know what happened is if he lost his confidence, or
Yeah,
being one of the guys who not only lost minutes and finds himself being, Pat Spencer goes in and everyone's going in before Kaminga, but today he had some good minutes and some active minutes, I would say, and hit some shots. Like you said, 7 points, rebound, assist, 2 of 5, 13 minutes. So hey, just be productive. Go out there
yeah.
and do what you can there.
I think it's all yeah, like you said. I think it's just all mental for him. Obviously, he had some DNPs. That he didn't play for a while. He got a couple minutes here and there. He started a game four. I think it was game four for the Warriors. But yeah, I think it's just him needing to just focus in on the game, not to worry about am I playing or not. Just I remember he said, the more people tell him to be ready, the more it bothers him. But I think he needs to just stay prepared, get his mind right, and when he gets in the game, dominate because we've seen him put up 30 plus points in a
Yeah,
game.
I know he can do
He's
it.
capable. He's capable of doing it.
Yeah.
So they're gonna need some big time playing from Jonathan Kaminga. They're gonna need some from Brandon Pajemski. Brandon Pajemski, like I said, put up 3 points tonight. He put up 26, I believe, in game three for the Warriors. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Tomorrow we have game two for the Knicks Celtics and the Nuggets Thunder. So we have two interesting games tomorrow. We'll see if the number the number two and the number one seed could bounce back and tie their series up 1-1. But until then, I mean, right now, all the road teams have won the games. So that was like
Yeah,
the first.
it was something like the first time.
Yeah, it was the first time that the road teams have won all four games
Yeah.
in
Hey,
the semifinals.
hey, people are winning on the road these days. Your home court advantage is not guaranteed. You know,
Yeah,
you could be really loud there and wave your towels or whatever you have there, put your shirts on, but there's not the opposing team is they're not scared to go into that type of environment. Not at this stage here in the playoffs of round two. And they all have the same goal, and that's to move on and to play for the finals. So, yeah, no, there's a lot of good basketball going on. Great games as we've seen already, and yeah, I can't wait to see some more coming up.
yep, me too. I'm ready. We've only gotten to a couple game twos. No, we've only gotten to one game two. But yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of good basketball yet to be played. I'm excited to see who will end up in this year's finals. I think it'll be some unique matchups. Like I said, Pacers have a good chance of making it, and the Knicks can make it. I think the Warriors or the Timberwolves can make it.
yeah.
Um, we might see the Nuggets and the Joker back in there, or we might see the young team, the Thunder, make it. I mean, a lot of possibilities, a lot of cool matchups that we haven't seen in a while. It's not gonna be no repeats, no Warriors. It could be Warriors Cavs. I'm actually hoping that that's not
I'm
the
not,
case.
you've heard me before. I'm not counting those guys out for anything. I know they're. Hey, I was watching some old Cavaliers, Warriors finals tape, videos or Instagram, whatever they have, and Draymond Green is his beard is just black. It's completely black in those videos, which now it's all white.
Yeah, now it's a
It's
lot
like
of
mine.
white. A
Yeah,
lot of
it's
white with
all
the
white.
look. He's got black patches instead of having white
Yeah,
patches.
yeah.
He's got
He's
black patches.
they're older, of course, but as you can see by even today's game, they just played not too long ago a game seven to come back, and play in Minnesota and put up that kind of game they did. Yeah, speaks volumes, and it's just great to see it. It's really exciting, and yeah, I'm not counting those guys out. So you're gonna have to beat them up to send them fit packing.
Exactly, and with 30 out there on the court, I
Yeah,
mean, anything can happen. I mean, that guy will carry the Warriors however far they will go. I mean, He's done it before. He's done it time and time again. And this could be another time. He's got a little bit of help from Jimmy Butler, although I do think Jimmy needs to score a little more. But I think they have the team. They could go win it all. It's just a matter of getting it done.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Can't
But
wait.
yep, can't wait. I like June's only like 4 weeks out until the finals, so it's gonna be an exciting time.
Yeah.
But that'll cover all for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment what you guys want us to talk about. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. I'd like to thank my guest, my uncle, for joining in today. And until next time, stay ready.